Baby, can we talk about it? There's something that I need to say to you. Don't say I'm never honest. Ay. But baby, should we lie about it? Do we still pretend that we're okay? Like nothing's going on here. Cause I don't have any feelings to hurt, and all you got is a city as well.
To the stage, we've got Mike Grundy against Nad Narimani. First fight to the stage, Nad Smiler Narimani.
My name's Nad Narimani. I'm fighting out of Bristol, England, representing Team Alpha Male. I'm on a 5-fight win streak, and I'm going to extend that tomorrow night.
Well, Nad Smiler Narimani, not exactly smiling right now. He is pretty focused at the moment as he walks to the UFC scales for the very first time in his home country. He's 2-0 in the UFC, got that 5-fight win streak, and spends a lot of time training over in California at Team Alpha Male with Riot Faber, Cody Garbrandt, so he gets a lot of good looks at that gym.
Mike Grundy!
Well, he's going to need all the help he can get taking on this guy. Mike Grundy is a British freestyle wrestler. What? You might ask yourself, but believe me, they exist, and he's a very, very good wrestler. Went to the Commonwealth Games in 2014, picked up a bronze medal. Since then, transitioned into MMA, 11-1 so far.
145 for Mike Grundy.
8 submissions, very, very powerful MMA fighter. And he trains with Darren Till, of course, so together they're a good combo. And Grundy is super explosive. If you watch that...
Going into the stadium, I was my usual self, absolutely terrified, nervous, butterflies, feeling sick. Any parent will tell you, you've got a kid who's doing any sport and they're getting to a pinnacle of it, it's absolutely horrible, in a nice way. And then on the walkout, yeah, getting a bit more into the swing of it, could see he was relaxed. And then the start of the fight, very nervous, because I knew Nad, a good opponent, good all round. He'd never been finished. And then when he started boxing, I mean, wow. I mean, I looked at my cousin was drunk, I was still so cold sober, and it was just like a Rocky movie. I got hold of my cousin's head and I went, he's boxing him. And then there you go, he got clipped. And that, to Michael, it was a slip and that, but obviously he did get clipped. I didn't actually notice that in the fight, only afterwards when he was being interviewed that I noticed it. And then when he had his hand raised, well, striking, the full works, the full gamut of emotions, excitement, joy, everything.
He's just overjoyed. I mean, I wasn't sat with his family. I was initially, but Jack doesn't like to watch him fight, so I gave up his ticket because he ended up wanting to come in. I ended up swapping his ticket, so I was sat with Bob, who does Mike's strength and conditioning. We were sat together, and I was just jumping. I just couldn't contain myself. I was just, I was buzzing for him. I was so happy, especially the way he won as well. I mean, we've known he's got it in him, you know what I mean? He's sort of been so dominant with his wrestling, and people say, oh, what's his this like, what's that like? His other attributes, you know, have always been there, but it was, you know, a good time for him to sort of show what he is. He's not just a one-trick pony, so the way he won was, you know, very satisfying as well.
I was a little bit nervous when he was walking out, but once he got in there, I felt alright for him. I suppose I felt different emotions. Like it was quite emotional because he got to where he wanted to be, had his first fight, and he won it like not wrestling, which was another good thing. So I was just like happy for him as well.
Well, I knew he'd been sort of clipped a little bit because it was funny, it was hilarious when we listened to his interview, and he's took a bit of stick from it since when he said that he slipped. But yeah, me sort of heart was in my mouth a little bit, only for a moment, and then he's in phenomenal shape, so he recovered very quick. And then it was almost like sort of instantly when the sort of tables turned. But yeah, it was a slight little bit of panic in there, because it's not something you sort of used to seeing either with him. He's always been very dominant in his fights.
To be honest, I remember it happening, but I don't remember how I felt, because pretty quick he come back from it and obviously won the fight. So but I just remember everyone was up in the seats, like throwing punches like he was in the cage when Mike made his comeback. So it was good atmosphere.
I'm always confident. I see what he puts in, you know what I mean, and nothing beats hard work, and I know how hard he works, but accompanied that with the talent that he's got, world class sort of wrestling, world class talent, obviously comes confidence. But yeah, I mean, it's just when there's a lot riding on it. I mean, it's a great opponent for him. It's something that Mike, someone that Mike was looking to potentially call out after, this potential opponent before he came up. It was a name that's been on Mike's radar for a while. Was saying to me, I think I might call him out after the fight, respectfully, obviously, because that's not Mike's sort of personality. But yeah, when he sort of got the fight, he told me who he had. Yeah, it was made up, because it's not to say it's a derogatory term as a stepping stone, but once he beats him, it's to propel him sort of right up into the top 20, top 15. So was just really happy with the opponent.
No, he got her. He has got hair. Don't tell him that. He loves his hair.
This was from our wedding last year. We love this picture because it's like probably the most recent picture we've got of Mike and Jack.
It's like he's just going to work, because we don't talk about it in the house. We don't talk about fighting. We don't watch fighting. We don't watch sport. Mike comes in and we'll watch a series on, I don't know, or a film. He doesn't come in and say, I've done this at training today, or... So to me, it's like he's just been working, he comes home. There's no talk about fighting. So yeah, I know he's got this fight coming up, and I am supportive in that, but our relationship and what helps him, I think, is if we don't talk about it. Because he gets that from everybody. Wherever we go, it's like people stop him and, when's he fight, or when you're fighting next. So we don't. I mean, I'm looking forward to watching and to going down and supporting him, but I don't think I'm going to actually watch. I'll watch the fights, and then as soon as Mike comes on, I'm going to leave. I'm not watching.
'Cause I don't care about time. Don't share your problems of your mind.
I mean, I tried to treat it just like any other fight, so I didn't get, too nervous and let the octagon jitters, like they always say about it, get to me. Nothing got to me like that. I felt at home. I felt like I belonged there, and I think I proved, that I belonged there as well. Couldn't ask for any better, really. I mean, I did have a slight injury before I went into the fight, but to be honest, that probably was a little bit of a blessing in disguise, really, because, obviously everyone expected me to wrestle. He expected me to wrestle. I come out there, I faked some takedowns, I caught him with some good shots. And eventually, I got a TKO finish.
It's a lot of pressure, and then he gets people messaging him. He's coming saying stuff like, you better win. And he's like, that's nothing like a bit of pressure, is it? Or you'll get some people saying, try and get to third round. No, we paid a lot of money for this fight. We want to watch it. It's like, we want to watch some entertainment. We want to watch a show. I just think, God, it's a fight. Why do you want, what's the entertainment about? I'm not like, I know what people mean, but I'm like, just go in and just win and get out. Even if you're in 2 minutes. Don't do it for anyone else, just win and get out.
Yeah, you're right. It's tough, you know what I mean? It's like you're training twice a day to achieve your goals. And for me, it was like, I was sat down on the sidelines, really, watching, UFC every other week, every time it's on, seeing featherweights climb the ranks, seeing featherweights getting better and improving and like I said, climbing the ranks and making their way to that top 10 and that world title. And I'm looking at them and I'm thinking, listen, I know I can be there, and I know I can be in the top 10 by the end of this year, and it's just aggravating the fact that you sat on the sidelines injured. But in between I was developing, getting better, still studying, which is what I always do anyway. So I've not gone off the way mark kind of thing. I'm good to go on London. I will be good to go. So I mean, it's no secret, is it? You know what I mean? My strength is going to be my wrestling, but what wrestling brings over to MMA is the discipline side of things for your weight cuts, the grind, the fact that yes, the wrestlers are so used to being uncomfortable and being in uncomfortable places. They're used to just pushing through it, and I feel I've got that. You know what I mean? I feel I go into a fight, even if I'm losing, I feel I'll always find a way to win. No matter what way it is, I'll find a way to win, and that's the way I am. It's intense, but it's a privilege to be a part of that team, because look how many UFC fighters Colin's made. I think it's 9 now, with Tom just coming into the UFC. So there's nine UFC fighters come out of that gym. So that is, you know, it's a big achievement. One of the achievements I wanted was when I got signed to the UFC was being on that Team Carbon poster, you know, with all the other lads. That was like a big thing for me, because when you've done that, you got yourself to the UFC and you're with a lot of stars really. So I mean, being a part of that team for me is, you know, it's family. It's, you know, there's a lot of loyalty involved. We work out together every single day, and you know, even when I'm not fighting, I'm in to help the other lads. Even when the lads are not fighting, they're in to help me, and that's exactly the way Colin wants it to work. And Colin's created a team, you know, so it is a privilege to be a part of that team. It's definitely not been an overnight success. There's been a lot of up and downs with my career really, including my wrestling career. There's been a lot of injuries, there's been a lot of setbacks, there's been a lot of sacrifices. It's been a very, very tough road, which is, I think for anyone or any fighter or any sports person, it's going to be a tough, long road to get to where you want to be. It's just that everyone just kind of sees the bright lights and you're stepping into that octagon in the UFC. But before that, you know, I was fighting in sports halls, you know what I mean? You was getting your experience with wrestling and jiu-jitsu competitions and stuff like that. But, you know, it's just not just all that side of thing, it's the fact that you live in with next to nothing money-wise, and you know, you're kind of struggling through life to get to where you want to be. But if you believe in your goal and you believe in yourself, then it will happen. And this is what I've kind of always fed off really, and this is what I've always been taught, is just to believe in what you want to be and where you want to be, and believe in yourself, and then, you know, it comes eventually.
He says he gets nervous a month out to his fights, and then we're 2 weeks out, he's all right now, because he's ready, he's prepared, he's done his training, he's just ready to fight, and then he'll come home and then back to normal life, take the dog vets on the Monday. That's it.
In the top 10, definitely. I mean, through no fault sort of his own, you know, he's not really done much since last March. Obviously had the injury in August and couldn't go to China, and then obviously was waiting on an opponent, and they wanted to sort of push him in his home country. So I think this year is going to be definitely the timing of it again, his potential get another 2 or 3 fights in, you know, and he's definitely knocking on that door of that top 10. So that's, you know, I know it's definitely a goal of his. I know he's physically and his skill sets, he's capable, he's definitely sort of up there now. It's just a matter of time, so it's just a way of working up the ladder. But yeah, top 10.
In 2021, I mean, I'm looking at top 15, then top 10 by the end of the year. I'd be overwhelmed with that. But then next year, when you're in the top 10, then obviously anything can happen.